करेंगे और शुरू करेंगे चैप्टर 1 से, जिसका नाम है प्रिलिमिनरी। ठीक है, तो चैप्टर 1 बात करता है प्रिलिमिनरी की, जिसमें हमारे पास 5 टोटल सेक्शंस है। चैप्टर 2 बात करता है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ क्रिमिनल कोर्ट्स एंड ऑफिसेस, कि क्रिमिनल कोर्ट्स और ऑफिसेस कैसे बनेंगे, क्लासेस ऑफ क्रिमिनल कोर्ट्स, चैप्टर 2 बात करता है। तो हम सबसे पहले आज पढ़ेंगे सिर्फ चैप्टर 1 और उसके बाद पढ़ेंगे चैप्टर 2। तो सिर्फ आज हम फोकस करेंगे प्रीलिमिनरी, इस पे हमारा फोकस रहेगा और हम शुरू करते हैं अपना चैप्टर प्रीलिमिनरी से। चलिए, तो सबसे पहले हम देखिए, इसमें इतने सारे चैप्टर्स हैं। वी विल स्टार्ट विद चैप्टर 1 व्हिच इज प्रीलिमिनरी। ठीक है, तो कोड ऑफ क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर 1973, एक्ट 2 ऑफ 1974, an act to consolidate and amend the laws relating to criminal procedure, be it enacted by Parliament in the 24th year of the Republic of India as follows. Chapter 1 प्रीलिमिनरी की बात होती है। शॉर्ट टाइटल, एक्सटेंट एंड कमेंसमेंट क्या है। This act may be called the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. It extends to the whole of India except the state of Jammu and Kashmir, provided that the provision of this code, other than those relating to Chapter 7, 10, and 11 thereof, shall not apply to the state of Nagaland to the tribal areas. But the concerned state government may, by notification, apply such provisions or any of them to the whole or part of the state of Nagal or such tribal areas as the case may be, with such supplemental, incidental, or consequential modification as may be specified in the notification. जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में तो अब एप्लीकेबल हो रहा है आफ्टर द 2019 reorganization. Explanation. In this section, tribal areas means the territories which immediately before the 21st day of January 1972 were included in the tribal areas of Assam, as referred to in paragraph 20 of the sixth schedule to the Constitution, other than those within the local limits of the municipality of Shillong. It shall come into force on the first day of April 1974. Definitions हैं कुछ सेक्शन 2 के अंदर, आइए देख लेते हैं। In this code, unless the context otherwise requires. सबसे पहली definition है A में, bailable offense means an offense which is shown as bailable in the first schedule or which is made bailable by any other law for the time being in force. And non-bailable offense क्या होते हैं? Charge and non-bailable offense क्या है? जो bailable नहीं है, means any other offense. Charge includes any head of charge when the charge contains more heads than one. Cognizable offense means an offense for which, and cognizable case means the case in which. Cognizable offense वो होता है जिसमें, और cognizable case वो case होता है जिसमें पुलिस ऑफिसर में in accordance with the first schedule or under any other law for the time being in force arrest without warrant. जिसके पास पुलिस ऑफिसर के पास पावर होती है अंडर द फर्स्ट स्केड्यूल या और भी किसी लॉ के एट द टाइम बीइंग इन फोर्स अरेस्ट विदाउट वारंट, वो होते हैं कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस और कॉग्निजेबल केसेस। कंप्लेंट क्या होती है? मींस एनी एलिगेशन मेड ओरली और इन राइटिंग टू अ मैजिस्ट्रेट with a view to his taking action under this code, that some person, whether known or unknown, has committed an offense but does not include a police report. कंप्लेंट आप मजिस्ट्रेट को सीधे ओरली या राइटिंग में दे सकते हैं, लेकिन वो पुलिस रिपोर्ट नहीं होती है। A report made by a police officer in a case which discloses, after investigation, the commission of a non-cognizable offence shall be deemed to be a complaint, and the police officer by whom such report is made shall be deemed to be the complainant. High court क्या है? High court means in relation to any state, the high court for that state. In relation to a union territory to which the jurisdiction of the high court for a state has been extended by law, that high court. In relation to any other union territory, the highest court of criminal appeal for that territory other than the Supreme Court of India. India क्या है? India means the territories to which the court extends. Inquiry means every inquiry other than a trial conducted under this code by a magistrate or court. Investigation क्या है? Includes all the proceedings under this code for the collection of evidence conducted by a police officer or by any person other than a magistrate who is authorized by a magistrate in this behalf. Next definition पे आते हैं. Judicial proceeding includes any proceeding in the course of which evidence is or may be legally taken on oath. Local jurisdiction in relation to a court or magistrate means the local area within which the court or magistrate may exercise all or any of its or his power under this code. And such local area may comprise the whole of the state or any part of the state as the state government may by notification specify. Metropolitan area means the area declared or deemed to be declared under Section 8 to be a metropolitan area. Non-cognizable offense means an offense for which, and non-cognizable case means a case in which police officer has no authority to arrest without warrant. Non-cognizable offense or non-cognizable case में पुलिस ऑफिसर के पास अथॉरिटी नहीं होती है to arrest without a warrant. Notification means a notification published in the official gazette. Offense क्या है? Means any act or omission made punishable by any law for the time being in force and includes any act in respect of which a complaint may be made under Section 20 of the Cattle Trespass Act. Officer in charge of a police station includes when the officer in charge of the police station is absent from the station house or unable from illness or other cause to perform his duties, the police officer present at the station house who is next in rank to such officer and is above the rank of constable, or even when the state government so directs any other police officer so present. Place includes a house, building, tent, vehicle and vessel. Pleader कौन होते हैं? When used with reference to any proceedings in any court means a person authorized by or under any law for the time being in force to practice in such court and includes any other person appointed with the permission of the court to act in such proceedings. Police report क्या है? Means a report forwarded by a police officer to a magistrate under subsection 2 of section 173. Police station means any post or place declared generally or especially by the state government to be a police station and includes any local area specified by the state government in this behalf. Prescribed means prescribed by rules made under this code. Public prosecutor means any person appointed under section 24 and includes any person acting under the direction of a public prosecutor. Subdivision means a subdivision of a district. Summons case means a case relating to an offense and not being a warrant case. Victim means a person who has suffered any loss or injury caused by reason of the act or omission for which the accused person has been charged, and the expression victim includes his or her guardian or legal hire. Warrant case क्या है? Means a case relating to an offence punishable with death, imprisonment for life, or imprisonment for a term exceeding 2 years. Words and expressions used herein and not defined but defined in the Indian Penal Code have the meanings respectively assigned to them in that code. Construction of references in this code. Any reference without any qualifying words to a magistrate shall be construed unless the context otherwise requires. In relation to an area outside a metropolitan area, a reference to a judicial magistrate. In relation to a metropolitan area as a reference to a metropolitan magistrate. Any reference to a magistrate of the second class shall, in relation to an area outside a metropolitan area, be construed as a reference to a judicial magistrate of the second class, and in relation to a metropolitan area as a reference to the metropolitan magistrate. Any reference to a magistrate of the first class shall, in relation to a metropolitan area, be construed as a reference to a metropolitan magistrate exercising jurisdiction in that area. In relation to any other area, be construed as a reference to a judicial magistrate of the first class exercising jurisdiction in that area. Any reference to the chief judicial magistrate shall, in relation to a metropolitan area, be construed as a reference to the chief metropolitan magistrate exercising jurisdiction in that area. कह रहा है, in this code, unless the context otherwise requires, any reference to the court of a judicial magistrate shall, in relation to a metropolitan area, be construed as a reference to the court of the metropolitan magistrate for that area, unless the context otherwise requires. Any reference in any enactment passed before the commencement of this code to a magistrate of the first class shall be construed as a reference to a judicial magistrate of the first class. To a magistrate of the second class or of the third class shall be construed as a reference to a judicial magistrate of the second class. To a presidency magistrate or chief presidency magistrate shall be construed as a reference respectively to a metropolitan magistrate or the chief metropolitan magistrate. D. To any area which is included in a metropolitan area as a reference to such metropolitan area, and any reference to a magistrate of the first class or of the second class in relation to such area shall be construed as a reference to the metropolitan magistrate exercising jurisdiction in such area, where under any law other than this code the function exercisable by a magistrate relate to matters a. Which involves the appreciation of sifting of evidence or the formulation of any decision which exposes any person to any punishment or penalty or detention in custody pending investigation, inquiry, or trial, or would have the effect of sending him for trial before any court. They shall, subject to the provision of this code, be exercisable by a judicial magistrate, or which are administrative or executive in nature, such as the granting of a license, the suspension or cancellation of a license, sanctioning a prosecution, or withdrawing from a prosecution. They shall, subject as aforesaid, be exercisable by an executive magistrate. Trial of offences under the Indian Penal Code and other laws. All offences under the Indian Penal Code shall be investigated, inquired into, tried, and otherwise dealt with according to the provisions hereinafter contained. All offences under any other law shall be investigated, inquired into, tried, and otherwise dealt with according to the same provisions, but subject to any enactment for the time being in force regulating the manner of place of investigating, inquiring into, trying, or otherwise dealing with such offences. Section 5. Saving. Nothing contained in this code shall, in the absence of a specific provision to the contrary, affect any special or local law for the time being enforced, or any special jurisdiction or power conferred to any special form of procedure prescribed by any other law for the time being enforced.